Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. And today, as you can see, I'm joined by my husband.
Hello, everybody.
So, actually, this is quite an interesting one. So, we were looking at couples podcasts because you guys do kind of love them. And we decided to do the power of reinvention because basically, who we were before we met each other, who we were when we met each other, and who we are now.
It's very interesting, I think, the transition from, that person that we used to be to how we developed to the person who we are today. So we want to kind of like break down, like all the different stages that we've been through.
I mean, we were very different people. I mean, I still have part of the old me in me. But, we were very different people, I think, because obviously, who you are when you're going through the end of a long-term marriage and who you become afterwards are chalk and cheese. Not to mention, not only was I at the end of my marriage, but I was at the end of a TV show that I had quit, my business. So all of my identities were gone.
Chalk and cheese? What is that?
Like completely different, like
I
could
see.
not be further away from the person that I
Okay.
am today, because I literally, all the things that made me, and I was quite tough. Like, actually, I'm seeing some really old friends tonight, and I was the woman that didn't want to go for the dinner parties and didn't want to go to all of these things because I was in the office early. But I also sort of did go nuts, I guess, when I sort of quit the show and lost the business, and did tend to go out a lot. But I, traveled. I had, friends all over the world. I mean, some of my friends didn't even know, like, me as a sort of married businesswoman. I was just like, they just knew me as a sort of like going to clubs, partying. Like, I just had a completely different life. And that life didn't even mirror the life I had in the UK, which is really strange. But like, I think you do have such an identity crisis, because I think my identity had been formed all those years coming out of boarding school and straight into work and getting married.
Yeah, I mean, you changed a lot since the moment I met you to the person who you are today. But I didn't know the person who, you were before. But I see kind of like some dynamics and, like change on personalities. And, I think it's amazing to see how much, both of us we change.
Well, when I met you, again, your whole identity had gone. So you were kind of, although we didn't know each other in this our sort of super fat power stage where we were sort of really, I guess at the top of our game. I never saw you play football.
No, 100%. And I think for me, for example, I, grew up, since a very early age playing football, had a lot of pressure. I went through a lot, since I was 14. So I think all that happened to me in the past, it really developed inside me a personality that it was not really myself. And I think when I met Caroline, I was a bit lost in the path. I didn't really know what exactly wanted to be, or, which direction I wanted to go. And it's amazing to see how an older and mature woman helped me in that moment to choose the path I needed.
And I think, with the path, even though obviously I didn't get divorced for you per se, obviously I loved you, but like it was not about you. And I always say that. But what you did is make me realize I'm making the right decision too.
Mm-hmm.
That I knew that whatever path I took in life, I wasn't on the right one. And I knew slightly before, but, I think you cemented that if I could feel this way in another life, or, I didn't want to go back to my old life, that I wasn't in the right life. And that's, very apparent today, because, okay, look, could you let me go out a little bit more? And, we're in Saint-Tropez. I've had one wild afternoon that was really fun. But like, if I go for a sneaky cigarette, like if I go for one sneaky cigarette, I'm 49 years old. I'm hiding in the bush.
Caroline
He'll
is
find
literally-
me. He will find me in that bush.
Obviously, I will find her, but Caroline is literally all or nothing. Like, she cannot literally have just a little glass of wine. She will just go and order 3 bottles. And that's just Caroline. She will just go
But what
the
did you
extra mile.
You just said something very important.
Okay.
That's just Caroline.
Yeah, that's just Caroline.
Yes. So what are we learning about that?
We're learning a lot of things.
That you can't change her.
I don't want
And
to change her.
that's
and
how you met
actually,
me.
That's how I met. How like the person who I met and I fell in love with,
So
which I
that's
absolutely
growth,
love.
darling. Growth is now
Hundred
that your
percent.
growth is accepting those one or two crazy party
I
when we're on a
absolutely,
holiday.
I absolutely love them and I accept them. It's just looking at the future. You obviously love me so much and I love you so much. We're gonna end up, lasting a lot together.
He thinks if I have the cheeky cigarette behind, anyway, this is off topic. Doesn't matter that I'm actually going to die sooner. But what I've just said, I've just
I'm
been to a
not.
longevity clinic, and I'm absolutely. I mean, you're going to have to run me over with a truck.
Caroline is
basically.
like, oh, I've been to the longevity clinic. I feel amazing. Now let's just do everything. It doesn't work like that, my friend.
Everything, darling. With 3 bottles of wine and a cigarette doesn't, make everything.
No, it's
But
just I
anyway,
think when you love someone and then you kind
no,
of.
no, that's not the conversation. But
What?
the growth part
I'm
of
talking.
changing is that you allow freedom to the person. If I should not have to hide behind a tree.
100%, but also in a way, it's not bad that you. If I wouldn't care for you, then
I'm running out of trees to find.
you will be like
I literally have to
Just
go,
shut up, honey.
go to everyone on
If-
the table.
if-
Don't tell him where I am.
If
Do
I wouldn't
not
care for
tell
you,
him.
I wouldn't
Even
be
if there's an
worried for
emergency,
you.
don't find me.
Honey, shut up. If I wouldn't care for you, I wouldn't worry for you. You understand? So
I
most
mean,
of the couples,
I
they
spent
don't.
my whole life hiding behind a tree, but it's ridiculous. I'm not going to hide behind a tree.
Most
In
of the
fact, between
couples, they-
you and my sons. But anyway, the thing is, like, the growth factor is that I don't miss that life. Like, it's not like I have to do that all the time. We have a pretty healthy lifestyle, darling. Considering we're in Saint-Tropez right now and what everyone else is up to for days and days and days and days, we have a pretty good life. We've been swimming in the sea today. I had a massage.
Oh, I
We're
know,
not
we
going
do.
out tonight.
Honey, we do.
We're
But I wanna
cycling.
ask you about your past
Yeah.
life, who you were. I think we should ask each
Well, I
other.
was that on steroids.
Yeah, we should ask each other that question. So, how you look at yourself now, and then who you were before, and what changed, and did I make that change, or do you develop something in you that you just wanted to change?
Well, I mean, I think circumstance forms you, right? I went straight out of boarding school, and because of boarding school, which is the only probably good thing that came out of it, I knew that I didn't want to be told what to do ever again in the rest of my life. So I've gone out of my way to provide a lifestyle for myself, regardless of any man in my life, right? Which means, as I've always said to you, I get to choose the one that I love, which is fantastic. Does that make me, I've had this sort of masculine edge, which people found quite hard. So I've been the businesswoman, I've been the reality star, and I've been the party girl.
Actually, that's quite interesting because I can relate a lot to that because in a way, she came out of radio school and then she went straight to a marriage, and I came, out of school and I got into like soccer, which for me was like a school because you had a coach, you had a team, you really couldn't do anything else apart from, eating and breathing soccer, which at the end, that's why I hate it. So for me, and that's why we have the same vision together, even though we have a big age gap, because we came from that, let's say, corporate world in a way to just kind of like, we didn't want a boss. We didn't want any rules on us, and we just wanted that freedom of like just growing together.
And I think, that's why, look, whatever happens, even if I wanted, Sergio tells me I can't have a cigarette tomorrow, I will go and smoke 50 in his face because he's just told me I can't have one. Literally. And that's the way it rolls.
The
And
thing
he
is
knows.
and
The funny thing is, he actually knows.
No, and let me tell you, it's so funny because kind of like, oh no, I'm on holiday. I'm like, honey, we live on holiday. We've literally been trying for the last 3 months, so we cannot actually. Oh no, that's not the excuse anymore. You need to find a new one because we've been traveling for 3 months. So now every time we go out, which is pretty much every day, we are in the restaurant, you're having a cigarette. So it just doesn't work for me, honey.
Well,
like you
that's
have to
not
find
true.
another
I've not
way.
been smoking the last 3 months.
No,
just since
you're
we got to
not.
Saint-Tropez.
But just like,
But I think the fact is that you've just hit the nail on the head. The thing that we've chosen now, and normally we're not so much in each other's face.
It's
but
freedom, but it's like we always have like little things. You and me, for example, when we are out, you tell me a few things, and I want to go. Okay, I go perfectly. So it's just who we are. I know I cannot control her, but I can, drop little bits of let's say power to the right, and slowly kind of like instead of having 50
so
or
irritating
20, it will have
talked
one.
about it with him for ages.
No, she doesn't. But
I think that when I got to Dubai, I'd obviously stopped my business. I'd stopped, my marriage stopped. Um, and I didn't have anything or know anyone really from my past life in Dubai. So I had to start again in a way. So that's the power of reinventing yourself. At the beginning, I didn't really know what I wanted to be in the Middle East because obviously I got there at the beginning. They were quite excited about me. And then I was like, oh, I can be a reality star. But then, obviously after a while, I was thinking I'm not going to work here. But then I, went straight back into work again because that's what keeps me alive. The hustle is what keeps me alive. So I still have that drive from before, but I don't think I think I'm a lot softer. I know absolutely now what I do and don't want, which is things like I don't want, big financial investors. I don't want to be told that the business isn't mine anymore, or I can't do with it what I want
I think
because
I think that's why one of the reasons we really connected, because both of us, we started in a way when we met each other. So we gain, that sort of like the purpose of, life, and we wanted where we wanted to be, you know? Because we were kind of like a bit lost in a way, you with your stuff, my stuff, and we connected, and I feel like that purpose just brought it together, and it was just like we were just boom, driven with a mission, both of us.
and he has really interesting views which sort of broke old patterns in me. So at the beginning I found you quite controlling, or I thought it was quite controlling, because I was like, okay, like you are extremely needy, or very, you always need me to sort of, I've always been, my friends were my family because of boarding school, and he's all about us, which, having been married as long as I was, I'd mastered the art of getting out of the house and, doing things on my own. I love to be on my own, and I don't have, I
Do
don't.
you? That's what you said, but in reality, honey, come on, like don't like you love company.
No,
That's just you
now I'm
love
saying
it.
the old me versus new me.
I
So,
see.
like, you explained to me to being a good couple and a team, and actually looking at the couples that we have in our lives
I
now.
was right.
Yeah, you are right on this. So we'll go out, and obviously we're in Saint Tropez, we're in Party Town, and everybody. I know a lot of people here because I've been coming here all of my life, literally all of my life. So we go, every time we go out, we see people, and actually more and more people are recognizing us. But the one thing I see is like, there's two types of people here. It's all the single ones, or the family ones. And we're staying with a couple of friends of ours who are family. And actually, the friends that we have now mirror the kind of couple we are so much more. That, look, am I hiding behind a bush? I'll always be that girl, right? Do I drink one too many and, make a what of myself? Absolutely. And I always want to remain that girl too, till I'm probably 90.
But she's
Um,
getting so much better actually, and it's not for me about controlling. It's about kind of like making her understanding that there's some other priorities in life which are amazing, and it's what we build together, and we need to try to preserve it and last, for a long time. So we
That's what I was
just
going to say. The fact is, I
need
do understand that most of the things that you do are gauged at keeping us
exactly. It's
together.
about us. It's not about you. It's about not our control. It's about making sure we stay the happiest we are and we can until like old age in life. So in order to do that, there's like some things that I place along the way, which could be instead of smoking 10 cigarettes, maybe even though she hates it, I tell her, and then she smokes one or two. Instead of drinking until she just pass out on the floor, maybe she doesn't do that. Maybe
That's a bit dramatic,
you know what I mean?
Sergio. We're
No,
not
but
passing out on the floor.
obviously, but there's just little things that is always working towards like our us, basically the foundation that we created, and I think that's just the main reason and purpose of all this. It's not
Yeah.
about me, it's about us, and
And
that's
that's
all.
something I have learned now,
Yeah,
is to
slowly she's learning, and for example
be
sometimes
a team. We are a team, and we do
yeah.
everything together. I get that, and I've fallen into that quite easily. I'm very happy. I see that works. I'm seeing the people that we stay with. I'm seeing all our friends that we love, are very strong couples.
And
And
it's
I
very
think in the world that we're in today, it is the only way.
it is the only way. I'm gonna tell you something that I actually analyze couples for a long time. I analyze and I look at different patterns and different of our friendships, and I see if you ended up building a different friend group, a different life, compared to your partner, you will never last, because at the end there is really nothing that you will have in common with that person. So then you cannot talk about business, you cannot talk about family, you cannot talk about travel, because you don't really have anything in common. So what is the next? Divorce. That's actually what happens.
I hate to say it, it kind of is, and I've realized that, and the old me, the me of 18 years would have like literally gone, that is absolute codswallop. Like, you have to have your own interests, you have to have your own business, you have to have your own thing. I could never work with my ex-husband, on and on and on. But actually now,
Let's
I
be honest,
actually
most of the
see.
couples that we know that are successful within their relationship and within their life and their ecosystem, they work together, they do everything together, they do family, travel, business, and we know most of them, to be honest. And actually, interesting fact, some of the husbands, they decide to quit their jobs and work for the wife, and they are the happiest they've been.
Yep. And it's happening more and more. And, back in my day, I suppose it wasn't. And now it's just more acceptable.
In our case, maybe because I'm, let's say, a toy boy, I'm much younger than my wife, it was an automatic kind of just action along the way. But, I understand it could be quite difficult if you are in the same age and all the time the wife is more successful. But honestly, we know a few couples and they are the happiest. And actually, it takes big balls for the husband to do that. But it's beautiful.
And the ones we know, actually, since they've done it, have understood that it's not, demasculating and, all of the above that people seem to sort of love to rub it in their face. It actually builds you because, again, they take the other side of making their wives go further, which makes their bank balance grows. I mean,
100%.
everybody's
And look, at the
growing.
end, I always say, if my wife becomes Kim Kardashian, I'm gonna be behind, and you're gonna grow together. So
I never understood that, by the way, why everyone's so concerned financially who makes the most, because it's kind of going to the same place. So what does it matter? I want to buy something, I buy it. He wants to buy it,
exactly,
he buys it. It doesn't really
it
change
doesn't matter at all.
change anything. So I don't know what this whole, thing it is to find out who the breadwinner is when the couples work together. You own the company, you own the company. It's as simple as that. And we hope that each of you grows. And I think, doesn't Emma O'Grady's husband work with her? Doesn't many people work with her, and she loves it because you leave your kids together, you come home together, you can send one out of the office before the other one. I mean, there's so many things you can do together like that when the business is yours and you run it together. And if one of you's sick, the other takes over. One of you, I mean, it's just endless. And
It's actually, it's much more noticeable on us because obviously I'm so much younger. But I think,
it's not about that. It's just, I think for people with you, people knew who I was, and then you came on the scene age 24. So everybody's immediate thing is like, what's he going to do? And that is, by the way, a very normal reaction and the truth, because obviously he moved to Dubai not knowing anyone, and normally would have had to, as any 24-year-old, start at the bottom and find a job.
It remained for me when I was 24 and I met you, I pretty much literally the whole Caroline,
gave up everything.
One second, the whole Caroline circle underestimated me.
Yeah.
The whole Caroline circle was just looking at me to see who I truly was. So I had a really big challenge, under my back to really be, that persona and be there for you. And it took a while, but I think, it really changed the perception of women in many different ways.
I used to watch all these old movies at school, like the really romantic ones, the ones with like Tom Cruise and, I don't know, Risky Business.
I'm obsessed with Tom Cruise.
Yes, I was. Not now.
Not anymore?
No, not
Really?
since he jumped on that sofa and got old.
You couldn't change him for me?
No.
Really?
God, no.
I always picture myself I'm gonna need to buy a bicycle, just wear these tent tops and arrive and just scream, honey, I'm here.
That's what you do anyway.
Okay, that's true.
But, I think I watched all those movies growing up and I was like, oh, I want that life. And, the hot guy and you're cooking at home and like all of that. And like, I don't know how.
Oh, really?
I actually got it. I really got it. And I always say, be careful what you wish for, girls, because you might just get it. And
actually, the same for me, to be honest. I always dream about like this hot, mom, very sexy, kind of like American.
a hot mum.
Yeah, kind of like American Pie that you just, oh my God, like
Milf.
so hot. Yes, MILF. And, like, I literally got it. Exactly what I've seen. She was just there, like, a little hot mummy. I don't know. It was just like this fashionable
He
girl
does. He just follows me around
that
all day
is,
and tells me how amazing I
that
am.
is
And actually, I thought
crazy.
I'd get sick of it, but I don't.
I think actually every young man dreams about like having a MILF. That's just what you do. Like when you are like a little like good looking guy, when you are young, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna get that one. This is wow. You don't look at girls your age. You just don't do it. You just look at mummies because they're so
I
hot.
wake up in the morning, every morning, and he's like, shall we cuddle? Should we do this? And actually, I've got my dream life. Now, are there differences in like, where I was before to my life now? Well, I mean, I had a giant mansion in the country, lots of staff, and
No,
anyone
honey,
that,
even yourself, like you
Wait, I
changed
haven't
so
finished.
much. Keep going.
I had the life that I really thought I wanted, right? But I didn't have, I wasn't doing it with the man I should have been with, and vice versa for him. We weren't making each other happy. We'd built the life we both thought we wanted, holidays in Courchevel, the big house, the staff, I had the big Range Rover, but neither of us were happy in it when we came home. Both of us couldn't wait to get out of it. And it was just bill after bill. And actually, I never really finished even decorating that house. And there was a reason for that, because every other house I've managed to finish
Let me say
because I
something.
didn't want to be there.
I believe so many couples, they are in the same position that you were, but they are afraid of taking the leap of living.
And they're right. Definitely, I always say if you don't work as a woman, you're going to take a big lifestyle cut, a big one. And a lot of women find that price too hard, Sergio. But when I look back, I had like, oh my God, I had the guy that did the Queen's Gardens, did my gardens. I had I had the driver, I had the cook. But all of those things, they didn't make me happy. They gave me a bloody headache.
Now you're a toy boy, that's the garden.
They gave me a headache. And now, okay, my house is smaller, but it's decorated with an inch of its life. I dare you to find one place I can put a piece of art. My floors, everything I want is in it. And I can't wait to be there. I love it when I get home and slide into my bed, into the sheets of these. Oh my God, I have the most amazing bedding on the planet, by the way. And then, see my little dogs and my gorgeous, tiny, tiny, tiny garden, which I love because I don't have to worry about it. And just all of these things that I have, got now that a few years ago, the old me would have gone, oh, no, not enough, is so enough. Like every day I wake up and I look at my beautiful husband, my beautiful children, my beautiful things that I can walk into Hermes and just buy a bag and not think about it. The last 3 years, or 3 years, 3 years, I probably couldn't have done that because I was paying legal bills.
A bit before that.
What?
A bit before
Oh,
that.
no, before you, sorry.
But it's very interesting, Caroline, because she literally, when something gets on her head, we're here in Saint-Tropez, and literally, she told me yesterday, oh my God, I'm going to go to Missoni, I'm going to go this. And I'm like, no, not today, not today. And literally, yesterday, we arrived, and she's like, she just gets into her head. She needs to buy something, and she just needs to go.
Something. I bought a new
It's like
crochet,
a crazy desire.
and I needed this little tweezy to go on it. I needed it.
You need it.
And then, because I can't wear it yet because I'm so scared about my makeup-y hands,
just-
and I bought the dress.
If you understand, you cannot wear a bag without that thing on the top.
And I'm staying in this
bottom.
most beautiful house. Okay, I've been here a couple of weeks now, I think. Didn't want to, not leaving. I'm about to go on my friend's crazy yacht.
I think we are staying in this house, to be honest.
I know.
This
we
is
live here
amazing.
now. We're having the best time. We have
Best
such
time.
beautiful friends. And, the wonderful thing is we're sitting outside, and I'm not envious in any way, shape, or form, other than, wow, I love it. But I'm like, I love that they have it, right? If I get there again and we get the big house, maybe.
I
But
love that they have it,
I'm
and
not-
they're happy and amazingly
Oh, beautiful
generous.
couple.
Just kind of like letting us enjoy it. And it's beautiful to see that, to be
And
honest.
we're enjoying it with them, and we don't need anything else out. But the fact that the old me would have come home going, right, that's it, let's this is on my all I need now. But I'm not. And even if I like a small holiday home eventually, but this is the new me. The new me is just happy for people, which is why everything's flowing. The new me is like, take one day at a time. The new me is focus on what we've got, and we've got quite a lot right now, like so much happening. I can't tell you. We went live, by the way, on the Vitamin Shop this week. So if any of you guys are in America,
Oh my God, yes. Go
please
to
go.
busthelabel.com
Yeah.
And you can get
you can
everything.
buy our things. And we've got 9 more products coming, but we can't believe it. Your Vitamin Shop is huge. I mean, I think we got a DM the other day for some grumpy old bitch saying, right?
Joder, okay.
saying,
Sounds good.
"Oh, another failed business, your gummies." And we're like, "It's not failed. We're not posting it because we went live in America and one of the biggest chains in America, Vitamin Shop."
I actually
mean,
can't believe how people can be so jealous.
oh my God, that's so
And
awful.
there's so much envy out there, and I think that's the biggest reason why people don't grow. We grow so much, and there's so many things.
Envy and jealousy stunts growth.
Yeah, there's so
Like,
many things attracting and coming to us because
we're not
gratitude.
gratitude.
And because gratitude is so
can't
powerful, people don't
tell you.
realize how big it is.
I know it's difficult, people, because you're looking at a screen all the time, and I get it, because I'm not saying that I don't sometimes have that niggling feeling, especially if I know the person. I'm like, oh God, she got, maybe a job I wanted, or the bag I wanted, or something, and it's not a horrible thing, but you're like, oh, I love that wish, and then I pull it back in my head, and I go, nope. Go and look at your things.
And actually, it's amazing. You need to manifest, and you need to look, and you need to, look up to things that you want to get in the future. But you cannot look at them with jealousy. You have to look at them with, just purpose and desire of getting there.
Yes. Let me tell you one of the real things that happened to me, and this is a true story. After my legal troubles, before I won, I sold most of my jewelry to pay my legal bills. And I was like, it made me so sad. I took them to a pawn shop in Dubai.
Pawn shop.
It's called a pawn shop.
Okay.
It's not what you think. For quick to get it done. And I was like, once I let go of it, and I was like, oh, my daughter. I think I may have told them one story once. But anyway, the soon as I let them all go, the soon as I won the case, I signed a huge jewelry deal and was sent so much jewelry, I can't tell you. And that is true, because when you give with a good heart and you go, it's okay, right? I'll rebuild. I'm going to be okay. My kids will have other stuff. Let me tell you, it bloody comes
It
back.
happens to us all the time, on a daily basis. It's
Yeah.
amazing, the power of manifesting, the power and really visualizing where you want to be and letting things go and always taking things from gratitude. Things comes to us.
So all those people that send us these awful messages, all you're doing is stunting yourself,
100%.
not my growth.
More
'Cause
shit,
I
more shit to your field.
I wish you well. I wish you well. For myself, all I do is I don't even read it. I'm like, block. I couldn't care less. You're
Oh my
not
God,
getting it.
I need to read the message. Wait, keep talking. I'm going to show you
Yeah.
and something. Just
God. And I think to myself, the person that's written this is like sitting at home with this angst, this like feeling, and I feel sorry for them, really, truly sorry that, I upset you so much, or my husband upsets you. I don't know. And that you can't just look at this and go, be proud of yourselves. Oh, there's one person that actually makes their life mission.
I mean, I'm going through messages here. There's just so many, and people are like just horrible. And I'm like, how can you think? Look at this. We go to town, right? About here in Saint-Tropez, we are looking for these crepes, and we find them. And I say, oh my God, Caroline's about to try these crepes. And she's like, in a very funny British way, oh, I know them. I don't need to try them. And someone just say, she's so bitchy. No one cares that she had been to Saint-Tropez before. All money. We never go there anymore because of trash like her. You come from a good family, no idea why you put up with trash. I'm like, and then look, a picture of us and it's like so trashy. This. I'm like, I mean.
I thought she just said I was old money. So if I'm old
no,
money, how am
baby,
I
no.
trash?
I'm just saying, like, look at her. Like, I don't know who she is, but it's just like horrible. Like how sad your life has to be to
They get so into it.
to talk
They
and,
get
and
so
say those
into it.
things. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so sad.
And when you release things like that, it affects you.
And I feel terrible for her. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. Obviously, not even answering, but I'm just saying. Look, I pray to God, like, just
You're okay.
you're okay. I'm not
Yes.
gonna because he's so.
And we're eating
sad.
a crepe, for God's sake. To have that reaction over why you can't come to Saint-Tropez for
A
trash
message
like us.
A message like this about a crepe. I'm like, my friend, just be happy and just enjoy us, just like not caring and just enjoying the crepe. It's just so sad and terrible. And this is the perfect example why society and people are the way they are, because the energy is so trapped in their lives that it doesn't allow anything good coming to them.
And I think the growth that we've had in that area of our life is huge. And because we surround ourselves with people that believe in this. We only surround ourselves and people who speak good. I had a very, very good friend, a close friend of mine for many years, who simply talked shit about everybody else.
Oh my God, all the time.
All the time. And, I understood. It wasn't until, because I hadn't seen her for a few years, and she came into my house and started again. And I was like, nope, that's it. That'll be the last time I see her. And it was. And because, I can't do that. I don't do that. I don't sit around talking shit about my friends.
And look, one thing is one thing. You can sit down somewhere, people watching and gossiping. That's something amazing. Everybody loves it and enjoys to do that because it's just part of life. Oh my God, look at that, look at that, look at that. That's amazing. But another different story is talking shit about the people in your circle and next to you. You don't do that because you're just throwing negativity into your life.
And, when you're happy and when you are prospering, everyone around you prospers. My kids, oh my God, what a wonderful trip we've had.
Oh my God, it's been
growth.
The most amazing trip.
Oh my God.
Always, let me tell you, from my stepfather, always family trips are chaos. It's not a holiday. You suffer. It's war. Organizing, coordinating 3 kids, different stuff they want to do. I mean, there's a whole thing. This is the first family trip that we are actually enjoying and having the best time ever.
We've had the best time.
They've been running around with their friends.
And they have loved it. And this was a major step in our relationship. Major.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like the other night, Sergio stayed up for a good hour and a half, 2 hours with Zach.
Yes, and it was amazing
and
because
they just spoke about what had been going on.
I loved it. It was actually the closest maybe I could say I've ever gotten to be a father, because we really talk very deep into I don't know, all his friends, what he thinks about them, all the people that he met here, girls talk. That's proper stuff, and it was fantastic to see that. And I think,
and he called me today to show me how he'd unpacked at camp.
Yeah.
He's gone to camp.
But from my perspective, to be how much I grew from how I used to be with Zach to how we are together now, it is amazing. And
so different.
It's so different. And time really, really heals everything. For both of us, it's just time. If you put the right efforts into
Even Yasmin was completely
you develop an amazing relationship. Oh my God, Yasmin was amazing too. I loved it, honestly. She was just not, she was very action reaction before, anything that I say, it was just this, shut up, this. Now you can actually keep a conversation with her. And it's amazing, I think, because, I've been in her life for a long time now, and she's already 19, and it's just a completely.
She drove me around.
It's crazy, to be honest. It's amazing to see that.
Yeah, we had such a lovely time, and that is growth in our relationship. Again, we have grown so much and come so far in our marriage, in our relationship. I'm, loving the people that we're turning into.
And actually, look, you in your life, no matter what is going on, you have to always look at the little steps of growth that you do. And it's not about financial, it's not about, just major growth.
So
it's about little steps.
I have said, with the right person, the money will come. The money will come.
Always.
And I know people panic. And since we've been in Saint-Tropez, how many people have high-fived us?
So
going,
many.
Oh my God, we love you. We love you. Everywhere we go, love you.
People love that, literally. And it's just because we
took chances that other people maybe would not have or wanted to. And let me tell you, so, this with the retreats, right? That I was very nervous to do the female retreats. And now they're becoming so popular. And I think that is because we are showing people and telling people and giving you practical resources to do this.
Mm-hmm.
To
and
have
actually,
this.
if you want to know where the next retreat is, we are almost 85% sold out. There's a few spaces left. It's going to be in Maldives in November. So if you are interested, please drop a comment here below and just, send us your email on a DM, and we will send you all the information, because it's going to be insane.
I do realize the Maldives is far for a lot of people in America, but let me tell you this. I think when you step out of your comfort zone, you go away from situations, you can get a lot of clarity a lot of clarity
A
on
lot.
different things. And I do feel that stepping into somewhere like the Maldives, and if you haven't been before, it's like a whole nother planet, that you can maybe, get much more of a clearer view. And by the way, ladies, I know it's far, but what I have said as well is coming on your own is always good. Don't worry about that, because a lot of people will be on their own, but you can sit and we can work through things. And when things get too tough or things begin to get on top of you, I think sitting in an environment like that where the sun is shining, you feel invigorated, you feel like you've left and you've done something for yourself. Let me tell you, the answers come. They flow.
All you need is below here, comment Maldives in the post, and we'll send you all the information if you want to join. There's a few spaces left, but it's going to be epic.
And we're going to be there, so we can't wait to meet you all. Thank you for listening to another
Episode of Uncut Uncensored
Yes, there you
with
go.
Caroline Stanbury and Sergio Carrello.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye.